Good morning. Hi. Good morning here in the Pacific time zone, anyway, in California. For a few more minutes, I wanted to connect with you today and talk about something I've been noticing and playing with over the short and now probably ended duration of this wonderful love affair that I just got to experience. As I was experiencing this rare event, kind of like an eclipse in my life, I talked to some friends as I was going through this, and one of my friends told me to watch out for my tender heart, which honestly is something I am really good at. And of course, the school kids are now right outside my window. So sorry. They should be passed in about a second. Watching out for my tender heart is part of the reason why it's been 9 years since I've had a lover. Because I watch out. Because I know from experience that I don't have a great track record with love affairs and relationships, and so I watch out. I protect myself. It's kind of like a suit of armor in which I move through my life. The area that I don't go to because I suck at it. So when I said how much I was enjoying this love affair, the awakened lustfulness, the rush of passion in my body, nobody warned me to watch out then. But when I said, maybe I'm a little bit in love here, then my friend said, yeah, watch out for your tender heart. And the thing is, if I hadn't stopped watching out, then I wouldn't have softened into this possibility at all. I wouldn't have shown up for this possibility. I don't think my particular nervous system, my protective nervous system, can both watch out and let in at the same time. But what can I do? I can watch in. So when she said that to me, watch out for your tender heart, what came to me was, well, I don't have to watch out, but I can watch in. I can watch my reactions. I can watch my insecurities and my emotions. I watched myself over this brief, hot, lovely affair. I watched myself opening. I watched myself daring. I watched myself watching the other for cues. I watched myself getting a little obsessed and pulled out of the moment. I watched my confusion. I watched my clarity. I watched. And when it started to get weird, damn it, I continued to watch. I watched in. I watched some of my old stuff arise. That desire to keep the heat on high. In case you don't know me, I am a Scorpio, and I like that sexual heat very much. And I have some old stuff around. If you're not particularly turned on to me in this moment, you must not really like me. And so I have these games I play to manipulate the situation back to where I'm comfortable. I watched the things I was tempted to do to keep the heat on. You know, I love this sexual Scorpio side of me when it's being fed and fanned and appreciated and celebrated. Thank you, whoever that was, for relating. Yay. Let me know who you are. But when the heat between us isn't the topic of conversation, and I can tell you now, I was not signing up for talk about politics. I get restless and I get manipulative. And then I watched him shift from celebrating me to complaining about some stuff that I had said and done, and that was uncomfortable. So I watched that. I watched how hard it was to resist trying to lure him back in when it started to cool off, and how I failed to resist it until the third rejection finally woke me up. I am watching and feeling my tender heart. I am feeling that internal diva foot stamp of mine because I'm not getting my way. I'm stroking my tears away gently. Just a few, but yes. And I'm keeping my watching to the inside because I don't want to shut down again. I don't want to watch out. I don't want to put that armor on again. This was so much fun, and it has been so exhilarating. Hey, Ludovic. It's been 9 years since I shared my bed, and 23 years since I shared my bed with a man. And I just got distracted by a comment. And I am awakened to how much this juicy connection turns me on. So I'm done with watching out, and I'm done with the armor. In fact, instead, I refreshed my OkCupid profile, and I'm inviting more of this into my life. Even though my watching out heart, because yeah, there's still the watcher outer in there. Even though my watching out heart says, this is just a distraction, you don't do it well, in fact, you suck at this, even though all of that watching out, humming and drumming noise is going on, I am not slamming that door closed again. And here's another piece. This doesn't just apply to romance, right? It doesn't just apply to romance. It applies to when you put your bold, bodacious, beautiful offer out there in the world in your business. Can you let down your guard instead of that might keep you from avoiding the stuff that's scary? Can you watch yourself with compassion and tender mercy and let go? When you know a conversation needs to happen with your beloved child or your sibling or your parents, can you put down the armor enough to actually step into the conversation with tenderness and compassion? I think you get to choose in each moment. You just get to choose. You get to choose whether you're watching out and maybe depriving yourself of the good that can come from your vulnerability and transparency, or are you showing up and risking your vulnerable heart while you rest in the safety of the divine, which, oh, hey, here's a power tip. A little reliance on the divine, whatever that looks like for you, wouldn't hurt. In fact, it would probably help. I wish I had remembered my own spiritual connection to something bigger than my head and my heart and my ego through some of the weird moments that arose over this affair. And I get to just say, oh well, and I get to sink into the divine attributes of forgiveness, compassion, and mercy. And so I wish that for you in wherever you find yourself armoring up and watching out and being maybe protective to the point that you're missing out on some of the juicy, awesome, good stuff that's available. And I remind you to watch in and to stay connected to that which feeds your spirit so that you can stay softly grounded, lovingly tender with your own tender heart, and rock the good stuff and enjoy everything that you can with lust and gusto and fervor. Have a great weekend. Blessed be. Let me know what you think. Okay, bye.